I wanted to talk about something fun that we found on a pen test this week that I thought everyone could benefit from hearing about. We're on an internal penetration test of a client this week, and we found, oddly enough, a printer. We like to hack on printers a little bit here. And we found a printer that we were able to get into the management interface, but we couldn't log into it. So we didn't have any kind of authenticated access, but it still let us gain access to the address book of that printer. And when we went into the address book, we looked through, first of all, it gave us lots of rich information. We got the email addresses of everyone in the organization that at least had access to that printer. But then they had one entry for a scan to file share scan user. That was set up so that if you walked up to the printer, you put a piece of paper on, you hit scan to folder, it'd scan it to this folder. Well, we thought, wouldn't it? So we went into that address book entry and we realized that it let us change the server to scan to. And so since we had a box on the client network, we went ahead and changed that host to our host, which we're on a different subnet. And we hit the test button, and we didn't receive any connection from this printer back to our Dropbox, which was really interesting. So that means inside their network, and we were kind of figuring this from some of the other testing we're doing, that they have interior firewall. So they have segmentation, and they didn't allow a printer that was on on that particular subnet to be able to talk SMB or TCP port 445 to another subnet, and in particular our subnet, which was good for them because then we weren't able to capture or do an NTLM v2 handshake and capture a hash that we could crack. But what they could have done better was that we realized they allowed any computer on their network to talk to the internet on TCP 445. So what we did is we went back into the address book, and instead of using an inside address, we actually used an internet-facing IP address for another host that we have on the internet. We hit the test button, hand shook immediately across the internet, gave us the hash, we were able to crack the password. Now we've got user credentials from this printer because they allowed egress of SMB out of their network. They didn't allow it inside their network across subnets, but they still allowed it from the printer out to the public internet. So takeaway here, they're doing some great things. I think this is an example of a great start for this organization. They're putting in some interior firewalls and firewall rules to only allow traffic they want to be able to talk between hosts on the inside of their network. They just need to add a little bit more in terms of egress, meaning the traffic that starts from their network and goes out to the internet. If they added some more rules there, it would put them in a little bit better shape. Anyways, that's my tip of the week.